Welcome back, it's me, Lou. I'm here for another action figure unboxing and review, and today we are featuring this. It is the Masters of the Universe Revelation Battle Cat. Okay, so this is Battle Cat, as produced by Mattel for the new Netflix animated series. Alright, truth be told, this was not a toy I intended to buy originally. Like I said in previous videos, I wasn't all on board with the Revelation line. Not because I disliked it. I liked the figures a lot, but for whatever reason, I kind of feel like it wasn't a line I needed. But recently, it got to the point where I have a lot of the figures already. It's just that I think I started off just buying figures here and there of like characters I liked. Like I got Evelyn, and then I got Man-at-Arms, and then I got Teela. And it seems like I was just avoiding getting Skeletor and He-Man. So I think I just tricked myself into saying, oh, I'm not interested in this line at all. But I think when it comes down to it, deep down inside, I was interested in the line, but I just didn't want He-Man and Skeletor. Battle Cat was something I saw in the store, for a couple of months. I just kept on passing on him because he was priced at like $40, and I didn't need him because I didn't have He-Man. Well, I caved in because my Target had the figures on sale. And I'm like, okay, I think they were like priced to $15, and they were normally like $21. So I caved in. I'm like, all right, you know what? I'm just gonna cave in. I'm gonna get He-Man. But then I'm like, you know what? I don't need Battle Cat. But then I was on Amazon the other day, and then Amazon had Battle Cat for $27, and I'm like, that's pretty reasonable. So I'm like, I may as well get Battle Cat. I already have He-Man. And then I got Battle Cat, same day delivery from Amazon, and when I got it in the mail, the box was like beat to hell. I don't know what happened. It looked like someone like crushed it or something. So as you can see here, the box is like destroyed. And this was a figure that I'm a mint on card collector half of the time, so part of me felt like I didn't need to open this. I just wanted the toy because it was on sale. So that's just me being stupid and impulsive. So I didn't have any intention of actually taking it out. I just wanted it because most of my Revelation figures that I do have, they're still in the box. And then when I got this, it was destroyed, and I'm like, I didn't want to deal with trying to return it to Amazon because that'd be a fiasco in itself. So I'm like, you know what, let's just open up the damn thing and be done with it. So here we have Battle Cat in my crushed box that I got from Amazon. Hopefully the figure's intact. I'm guessing he's pretty durable, so hopefully he's not cracked or broken at the joints. But we'll find out once I take him out. So this is a very large box. If you've seen this in the store, it's gigantic. It's huge. He's like twice the size of the Origins Battle Cat. And he looks awesome. Don't get me wrong, this is a great looking toy. And it's just ginormous. I think I just had a hard time justifying paying like $40 for this. Just because I have the Origins one, which I have mint in box, and the reason why it's mint in box is because I still have my childhood Battle Cat, and I'm so fond of that for me, that's my Battle Cat, regardless of what action figure is standing on top, that's standing on it, or regardless of which action figure is on it, riding on it, or standing next to it, if that makes any sense. That's the Battle Cat I'm always going to use in my displays, whether it's with like the 2000X line, with the Origins line, or even Revelation. Just because, that's nostalgia. That was a piece of my history. So the original OG 80s Battle Cat's always going to be my Battle Cat. I might pick up the new ones, like the Origins ones, but, for the most part, those are never going to be on display. It's just the OG one's my favorite. And speaking of Battle Cat, there's also the 2-pack with Battle Armor He-Man. I believe that's maybe $52 at Target. And it comes with the chrome-plated He-Man, and then it comes with the gray skull-colored display base. That looks awesome. Battle Cat, I think, is kind of like Battle Damage, and I think it comes with like 2 little gargoyles or something. I haven't been able to pull the trigger on that, just because I feel like since I already have those figures, I don't need the repaints. But, we'll see. I always change my tune one way or the other. So, in regards to this Battle Cat, yeah, the box is crushed. I love the illustration on the back. This is something that's this is beautiful. It's like we have He-Man, we have Battle Cat. I'm gonna say this is either the Sorceress in the Falcon form, or this is the Falcon Zoar. We have Skelegod, which I'll review in a future video. We have He-Man, which I'll review in a future video. We have Mossman, which I'll review in a future video. We have Skeletor, which I'll review in a future video. And we have Evelyn, which was the first figure in the Revelation line that I reviewed. Like I said, initially I was just going to get Evelyn and maybe another figure and just call it a day on this line, but I couldn't say no. It's the holiday season. That, you know, these figures were on sale. I caved in. I'm like, the line is doable right now because there's only, you know, a dozen or so figures. Let's just cave in and get the rest of them. So yeah, be on the lookout. Future review on the rest of the figures. The description here for Battle Cat. This will not fit on my screen all the way, so I'll just read it to you. Battle Cat, the fighting tiger, the cowardly green and yellow tiger. The cowardly green and yellow talking tiger Cringer wishes for nothing more than to peacefully relax by Prince Adam's side. But when Adam raises his power sword and summons the power of Grayskull, Cringer sheds his whimpering nature and transforms into the mighty Battle Cat, ferocious fighting steed and loyal best friend of the mighty He-Man. And you can see here, you can remove the mask so you can actually recreate Cringer. Okay, so let's take this toy out and hope that it's not completely destroyed. So Amazon's kind of always, I mean, back in the day when you'd like order something from Amazon, especially like a toy, it'd always come like in a box. So you know it'd be safe. But the last few years, Amazon's shipping has been terrible. They'll ship like stuff in like flimsy plastic bags. They'll take like your item or your package and they'll stuff it in a package box that's too small, so like everything's bent and folded. So if you're a mint on card collector like I am half the time, buying stuff through Amazon is it's a crapshoot. It's a gamble. You never know what you're gonna get. But every now and then they have sales and the prices are too good to be true and you can't pass it up. If you're a loose collector, you know, Amazon's it's a godsend sometimes. You know, you can get stuff the same day, and if you're not worried about the condition of the packaging, you're pretty much set. Okay, so I got the box open towards the bottom, and I'm gonna go off camera for a second and remove Battle Cat. Alright, here we go. We have Battle Cat. So first impressions of Battle Cat while he's in the tray. It looks awesome. It looks large. It kind of reminds me of the Classics Battle Cat. Yeah, it's awesome. I love the size of it. It's crazy. If you're like, even if you weren't into the Revelation line and you just wanted like a giant Battle Cat instead of using the Origins one, you know, I think that's a easy pass. I think you could easily use this in your Origins line if you wanted a bigger Battle Cat. I think in the Classics line too, I think there was even a different version of Battle Cat. Like maybe it was like a bigger version, and he had the mane. I want to say it might have been called like Battle Lion. So if anyone has clarification on that, just let me know, because I know that the Classics line had you know, OG Battle Cat, but then they had like a larger version of Battle Cat, which I think was Battle Lion, and that might have been like King He-Man's steed. You know, so I think that was like a much, you know, it's supposed to be an older version of Battle Cat, or maybe it was Battle Cat from another universe. I don't remember. All right, let's take this guy out. Oh yeah, real quick, if you're like a display kind of dude and you need a backdrop, if you get a box that's in nice condition, this insert here is pretty long. So if you need something for the back of your display shelf, this would make a great backdrop. Side note. So this guy has a handful of ties holding him in. Let's see if I can find them all. I hate these little things. Like every time I remove them, I like drop them in the carpet, and my carpet will just be filled with like tons of these things. And I'll try my best to find them all, and then they'll get caught in my vacuum. It sucks. Let's clean off some of this dust. It's making me crazy. Alright, so we have Battle Cat. Okay, so it's pretty articulated, so I'm kind of impressed with that. I want to take a look at his head first, because that was the thing that was like kind of squashed in the box. I want to make sure his head's alright. This thing's wild. It's like the size of a small cat. So if you have cats in your house, you know, this is something you easily display next to your like living cat. It's almost like a small cat, large kitten. If I had to like, you know, compare its size. Yeah, it looks like Battle Cat for the most part's okay. He survived being crushed in the box. Let me take off all this armor on him so we can take a look at the figure and the articulation. Alright, so we have Battle Cat here. So without the armor, excuse me, without the armor, Battle Cat's is pretty much just known as Cringer. Cringer is Prince Adam's loyal tiger. I believe that's, even though it's green, I still think he's considered a tiger. He's a green tiger with yellow stripes, and if you remember correctly, yellow stripes always indicates cowardly characteristics. So, you know, he has yellow stripes. So he's a cowardly tiger. And he's so large. I'm trying to get his face under the camera so you can take a look at his expression, but it's not going to happen. He kind of has eyebrows painted over his eyes, which is kind of interesting. Kind of gives him somewhat of an expression. The one thing I do like about this is that when you take the mask off and the fact that he can open and close his mouth, is that when he's Cringer, he's supposed to be a little bit more cowardly, a little bit more solemn, and you know, it's like his name implies, he cringes. The one thing I had an issue with when I was a little kid is that as Battle Cat, once you removed his helmet, Battle Cat was constant. The mold of the figure, it was constantly like snarling. And if I remember correctly, the Battle Cat figure was actually a toy mold pulled from a previous toy line that Mattel had, which I think was Big Jim. I think there was an older toy line that Mattel had, and they just reused their tiger mold and they used that for Battle Cat. So, but this is completely new. Altogether, it's articulated, and let me set it down just so we can look at it from a profile point of view. So from a profile, you can see The sculpting is really well done. There's a beautiful fur texture. He has the yellow stripes. Size-wise, let me get a ruler out here. Alright, so if you extend them from head to tail, you're looking at something that's, I'm guessing about maybe 13, it's about like maybe 12.5 to 13.5 inches, you know, give or take half an inch. So you're looking at a very, very large steed for your Revelation He-Man figure. In terms of the articulation, let's start in the middle. As you can see here, there's a cut here and a cut there. So you can twist them between the chest and his belly. So you could get all sorts of cool poses. It's weird handling this because it's not very often you handle an action figure of an animal that's highly articulated. You know, unless you bought like maybe like one of the old Lord of the Rings horses from Toy Biz from way back in the day. But this is kind of neat. It's cool that it's articulated. You get them all sorts of cool poses. If for some reason you're just big into collecting animal toys, you know, if you wanted to, you could just buy another battle cat and just paint it like a normal tiger. But yeah, look, this is cool. I can't get enough of this. The fact that you make him look like he's, you know, walking this way and he's turning his body or turning that way. It does allow for some movement going up and down, not a whole lot, which is all right. On the back end, where his butt is, same thing. There is a little bit more motion here. He could raise his butt a little higher. So that's really neat. His neck is articulated also. So at the pit of his neck, it could go up and down. It could kind of go side to side, but it doesn't really feel like it's meant to do that. His head is on a ball joint, I'm guessing, so it does allow for some movement. It's going to be hindered by his cheeks here, so it can't like turn all the way in like this. You know, so this is kind of the motion you can get from side to side. Looking up and down. This is looking up. That's as far as down he'll go. His mouth is articulated, which is awesome. That's really cool. There's his face, if you can see that. In terms of his legs, his front legs, they're articulated. So they could go up. They could kind of go out like this. I'm guessing that's a ball joint on the inside. This almost reminds me of the old Kenner Chewbacca figure, the 12-inch one, like the way the arm fits into the socket with this almost kind of like a ball. But I believe that figure was held in place like with some sort of weird like plastic. It almost looked like a hanger, but it was like a bendable plastic that held the arms together. This one I'm guessing is just a ball joint with a peg, I'm guessing. So this could rotate, he could go up, go down. It's articulated at, I'm not sure if this is called the elbow in terms of the leg or the knee, but does it bend? It has a joint here, but it's very stiff. I don't want to risk breaking it. Yeah, this is really tight. Yeah, so you're looking at a very tight joint here. It will bend like that, and then it'll bend back. Yeah, it's a tight joint. Wow, that's, geez, these are tight. There we go. He has articulation at the feet, so his feet bend up and down, and I think they can rotate. Yeah, they kind of like, they kind of rock. It's more of a rocker motion, so get his feet level then. So if you have his legs kind of splayed out, you could kind of like level his feet. And then the back legs, articulation is very much the same. They're just, you know, his hind legs are just smaller. The tail's articulated also, goes up and it goes down. and it can rotate. So that's pretty much his articulation. So when Battle Cat is without armor, he's known as Cringer. It's kind of like his secret identity. And then let's get his armor. Here's his headpiece. And what they're smart with is that they just painted the eyes over it. So the black kind of indicates the shadow underneath the mask, and you just kind of see his eyes. I'm glad they did that. It would have been stupid if they tried cutting out holes for the eyes, because then it'd be a pain trying to get it to line up. So his head, I think this snaps in. It just snaps into his head. It's an alright fit. It's not necessarily, it'll hold in place. So there's an impression here for the ears. You know, there's no way around it. It's not like they could put a peg in here and a socket in his head. That wouldn't look very nice. So you kind of align the ears with these kind of like impressions, and then it kind of holds it in place a little. It's not going to come off that easily. It's not a completely snug fit, but it's tight enough, as you can see here. And then there's Battle Cat. And then here's his saddle. Very soft, rubbery plastic. And then you can just attach it to his back. And then adjust the straps. I'm just going to loose fit the straps for now. I don't want to get them on too tight. So, yeah, this essentially Battle Cat. He looks great. Nice, big toy. You're looking at a very big action figure. Make sure you have a lot of room on your shelf for it. And since we're on the subject of Battle Cat, here is the Origins Battle Cat. So chances are you've seen this in the stores. This has been out, I think, since the line started. It's just pretty much just warming up the shelves. Everyone, I think, that's wanted the OG Battle Cat has they picked it up already. So this is more in line with the original Battle Cat. Beautiful image at the top of the box, if we could kind of get that under the camera. So you have He-Man on top of his steed. And I think this is kind of like a homage to the original box, because I want to see on the original box, I don't think Battle Cat had his armored helmet taken. I think he had the helmet off also. So this is kind of interesting because, if you're more into the cartoon and the fiction, Battle Cat always has his helm on. And when he doesn't have the helm on, he's Cringer. So that's just interesting. But I do like this image a lot. I love the ferocity in Battle Cat's face here. It looks ferocious. It's wild. It's very feral. The figure, it's a great reinterpretation of the old toy. The armor pieces look very much in line with the original OG Battle Cat. It's just nice that with this figure, he's actually articulated, unlike the static pose of the one that we got in the 80s. So this is great. I like this figure a lot. Like I said, I'm probably never going to take this guy out just because I have the old 80s one. And for me, I'm very fond of that one. And on the back, we have a cool image of He-Man battling Skeletor. Unfortunately, there's no description of Battle Cat here. It would have been nice, because for most of the time for the action figures, they always have like a line or two describing the character and the scene. And then it kind of show here, this is how to remove the armor. It's very much in line with the Revelation one. The helmet comes off and the saddle comes off. This one only has one strap holding it onto the body, whereas the Revelation one has two. Oh yeah, real quick, let's do a quick size comparison. So here's Origins Battle Cat, and then here is the giant Revelation one. So you can see, there's a huge difference, If you want to be crazy, you could say this is Battle Cat, and then you can get this and to say this is like Battle Cat's like, I don't know, little kitten or something like that. Like it's a spawn or something. So yeah, that's Battle Cat, and um, since we're on the subject of Battle Cat still, here is my original childhood Battle Cat. Um, it's seen better days. I've had this thing since I was like 6 years old. I remember I was in kindergarten when I got this, and it was a Christmas present. I remember that Christmas, all I wanted was Battle Cat and E.T., the extraterrestrial video game for the Atari 2600, and I got both of them. And I remember this being so excited to have Battle Cat, because I think at the time I didn't have too many He-Man figures. I think I just had He-Man, and that was it. I don't think I even had Skeletor. I just had He-Man. I think later on I'd eventually get Skeletor, and then I also got like Trapjaw. But that Christmas, the only figure I had at the time was just He-Man. The cartoon was out, and I knew there was a Battle Cat toy, because I think I saw it at Toys R Us. And it was something I really wanted for Christmas. So, that Christmas morning, I got Battle Cat, and I got the E.T. video game for the Atari. So I was a very, very happy camper. And I just love this toy. It's very dated. It feels like something that came from a bygone era. It's not articulated. It's essentially just a plastic statue. Like I said, I believe this was taken from another line that Mattel had, which I think was called Big Jim, and that was the tiger. And I think from one of the documentaries I saw, I think they just took the Big Jim tiger and just repainted it and gave it armor, and that's what became Battle Cat. So for me, it was always kind of weird, like as a kid when I'd play with this, and whenever he was Cringer, I was so used that Cringer on the cartoon, he'd always be cowering, and he's always shy and scared. But then for me, when I take the mask off of this guy, it's like he's constantly just snarling. He's always looks angry. So for me, it was hard to pretend that this was Cringer, because he just constantly looked like he was going to jump on something and pounce it to death. But I love this toy. As you can see, the strap is still intact. It looks beat up. It looks like I might have chewed on it also, because it looks like there's teeth marks. So yeah, this is my fun little piece of childhood history. And I love this thing. This thing's great. One of my favorite toys. And so much later, probably when I was in college, or maybe I'm guessing it was in college, or maybe a few years out of college. My best friend JC, he gave me his box of toys because I think he got married or something. And one of the toys I got from him was, he gave me another Battle Cat, but the Battle Cat, it had the saddle, but it was missing the armored helm. So I've had that Battle Cat for the longest time, but then like 2 years ago, I decided I'm just going to take that extra Battle Cat and repaint it purple, so I'd have a version of Panther. So I painted it purple, and I found the Panther saddle at a collectible toy shop near my house. It was missing the harness underneath. So instead, I kind of made a makeshift one with a chain, which I think it looks kind of cool, and it makes it look a little bit more unique than the Battle Cat one. Yeah, so I painted Battle Cat purple, and this is my version of Panther. And it's kind of neat because Panther, the original toy is actually flocked, so it has fur, but mine doesn't. So I'm kind of stoked on this. I would love to have the original one, but it's hard to find an original Panther where the flocking's still intact and not worn out. And if you do find a nice one, I think they're pretty expensive on eBay. So for me, I could live with this because this is my custom, and I dig the purple. So, And I do have other Battle Cats, but I don't have them with me. I have the Mega Construct one. Not the big one, but... Oh, no, I take it back. It's not a Mega Construct one. I have a smaller Battle Cat, and that's from, I think, the Loyal Subjects toy line of, like, small minifigs. Yeah, so we have Battle Cat here. He looks great. Alright, let's range him because this is probably going to be the thumbnail. Alright, so do I recommend this? Alright, let's talk numbers first real quick. How do I rate this figure on a scale of 1 to 10? I'm going to say an easy 9 to 9.5. It's Battle Cat on steroids, and you could kind of see that just because it's so gigantic and muscular. The articulation really wins me over. It gives us more articulation, I think, than the Origins one. And it's a beautiful steed for He-Man. I kind of would have preferred it if they just gave us one harness holding it around his belly, because the two look kind of like, it seems kind of off with having two. I love that his mouth is articulated, and it's just a great toy all around. So if you're into like the Revelation line and you need a steed for He-Man, you definitely need this. I would have appreciated it more if his face looked a little bit more cowardly. As Cringer, you know, he's always cowering. He's always kind of like scared, and this face doesn't necessarily say scared and like cowardly. So I would have liked it if his face looked a little bit more, I don't know, solemn, or more. It looks very neutral. You know what I mean? It doesn't look as scared as he should look. And you know, once you put the mask on, it's easy that he looks angry because the angle of his eyes. So I think that's my only tiny gripe about it. But otherwise, excellent standout toy. It'll look beautiful in any Masters of the Universe collection. And like I said, even if you're not into the Revelation line, I think this would be just cool to have in general. You know, you could display it next to your classics if you're into classics. You could kind of like, you know, blend it into your Origins line and just say this is like Super Battle Cat or something. Or even the 2000 X line. And did I mention that already? Yeah, the 2000 X line. I think this would be great for that also. So yeah, great toy. Buy it. It's awesome. So until the next video, once again, my name is Lou. If you're new to my channel, welcome. If you are a returning viewer or subscriber, thank you so much for your continued likes, comments, and support. I greatly appreciate it. So until the next video, be safe, take care of yourself, and most importantly, be happy. All right, I'll see you later.